Hey everybody, welcome back to the IzzyVerse. It has been a crazy week for me, as you already know. If you've been watching the IzzyVerse on IG, on Twitter, on YouTube, of course, you have noticed that I've been very busy with IzzyFest. IzzyFest, we're at the tail end of IzzyFest, so we got a few more days left of IzzyFest, and I'm so excited to give more stuff away. In fact, I do have a video to share with you on today's giveaway, and today we will be making an announcement on who today's lucky giveaway winners are going to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at a video here with today's giveaway prize.
We got Red Sonja, Vampirella, Ninjets, and a Spawn sketch cover, all giveaways for IzzyVerse. And IzzyFest this week. Each book is going to be given away for free. Details may vary.
There you have it, guys. That's happening today. I'm going to be giving away Nate Melendez's collection of comic books that he's provided for me. I do have them here right now, so I want to show you the books that I have. I have the Red Sonja, the Vampirella, and the Ninjet, and of course, what a lot of people have been waiting for has been the Spawn drawing. This is an original sketch. This is not print. This is, he drew on this book. So this is going to be given away today in today's show. We're going to be doing it later in the show, and we're going to be giving it as one bulk prize. So it's going to be one lucky winner is going to win this set of Nate Melendez books valued at about $100. So you're going to get $100 worth of comics just today, and I'm giving it away today to some lucky winner. So we'll be doing that giveaway prize later in our show today. But one thing I will also want to announce is that tomorrow is going to be our big Bronx mega show. It's happening tomorrow. It's our Whatnot mega show. That's where the final giveaways are going to be coming out. We're going to be doing our giveaways at 6 o'clock. IzzyVerse is going to be doing his Whatnot, my Whatnot. I'm saying his like I'm a third person. I'm going to be giving away my last Whatnot prizes, and there will be some giveaways, and there will be some books for sale, all at a very affordable price, I will say. I'm going to make them very affordable for you guys to do it, and then you guys fight amongst yourselves to decide who is going to get the items there. Also, as you may already know, if you watch this channel plenty, you will know that I got some great affiliates with BCW, giving away 10% off of your purchase while using the promo code IzzyVerse. BCW is your place to get your backs, your boards, your boxes, cards, from anything that's supply based, records, vinyls, all that. You can go to BCW, use the promo code IzzyVerse, and you will get 10% off your purchase. Speaking of percent off your purchase, in Comic Exposure, you get 15% off with the promo code IzzyVerse, and you can purchase all these books. In fact, these Nate Melendez books are also there, as well as other great variant incentive books that are there, thanks to our guys at Comic Exposure. And as I mentioned before, you go to Whatnot, and you will have a Whatnot credit. Now the credit here says $10, but the reality of it is you're gonna get a $15 credit. So if you go to Whatnot tomorrow, you come see me tomorrow, you could get $15 off your purchase. Not just $15. You get the full $15. So you don't have to purchase anything extra. You could just use that $15 and you could go. But what it's gonna do is gonna get you something from Whatnot for $15. So go to Whatnot, sign up, whatnot.com, invite IzzyVerse, and that's going to give you that $15 credit towards a purchase. And finally, to finish it off, we are going to finish off IzzyFest with Whatnot, but there it says 24 there, so that was an error on my part. So what I'm going to do here is on Saturday, I'm going to do my final giveaway, and I said it Whatnot, but it's going to happen on Saturday. It's going to be the final IzzyVerse giveaway, and I'm excited to see which one it is, because even I'm thinking about which one it could be. So with that being said, that was a mouthful, and now it's time to talk a little to our guest for today. Our guest is the founder and creator of MLA Entertainment. You can find her work on YouTube and other places. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in our voice actress, Keiko. Hey, Keiko.
Hi, Izzy.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? I'm still feeling that intro. Got me all hyped up.
Well, as you know, I've been very tired.
Yes.
I haven't gotten much sleep. I've arrived from the wrestling event that I was in yesterday. I arrived home at approximately 1:30. I was very fortunate enough to get a parking space, and trust me, parking is essential around here. And I was very fortunate to get a parking space, but I also had to wake up early because it was in front of a school. So I had to go to sleep. I ended up falling asleep like around 2:30 to wake up at 6 o'clock to move the car. Came back upstairs, got lucky, got a spot, and then went right back to sleep. And I think I woke up like around 11. So I did manage to get some sleep in.
Yeah.
But we're doing it again today. So I know, with IzzyFest happening, we got a lot of stuff going on, as you guys can see. You noticed the YouTube videos from yesterday from the wrestling event. A lot of them went viral. And when I mean viral, we're talking about in the 30s. And now I have someone knocking at my door right there, and I know exactly what it is, so I'll just leave it like that.
The mystery
Anything can
person.
happen, right? Anything can happen when you're doing these things. But enough about me. How are you doing? What's going on over there in the animated world that you live in?
Yes, well, it's very exciting, and I can tell at this point, it's all adrenaline. So that you're living by adrenaline, and that's often the case, I think, with people in the creative field, and but yeah, I'm very excited. I just released the first chapter of my first ever webcomic last month, and I'm working on the second chapter. So yeah, working on that, working on a movie, and just all sorts of different things. Lots of fun.
So before we start talking and start showing that stuff up, because I want to talk a little bit about Project Infinity, and I want to talk about your company, MLA Entertainment. Talk to me a little bit of how it got started. Tell me how MLA started in the first place.
Yeah, well, it started in 2010, March actually. So it has been 12 years. It's hard to believe, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I know.
Yeah,
So you've
time.
been around as long as my daughter.
Is that right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's a good way to like keep track of it. But yeah, it started as more of a hobby. I had no clue what I was getting into back then. I had wanted to make my own shows and movies for a long time, and I had, been making home videos, that sort of thing, but I never shared them with the world.
Hmm.
And it just hit me one day to, join YouTube and try out this sort of unique animation style that I had come up with.
Hmm.
And sure enough, I just fell in love with it. And over the years, I started to hone my craft and polish it because it was pretty bad at first. It was pretty bad. But, over time, like with any craft, you start to chip away at it almost like a statue, a sculpture. And all these years later, I've really gotten it down. And I've met so many amazing people around the world who I've been fortunate to collaborate with, such as other voice actors And the movie project I'm working on, I've even got composers and a CG artist. He's in Ireland. I mean, it's crazy how the virtual world brings us all together. But yeah, and recently I opened up, expanded MLA, and now I help other creatives through different workshops and coaching, things like that. So, but yeah, it just started as a little hobby and then it became serious and my life as it went on. It's really crazy.
That's great to hear. Yeah, and same thing here. For me, where it started was in the comic field. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll know that starting as an artist, a struggling artist in the comic field, as they say, and just working my way in it, and eventually just getting a little burned out. But then now it's like, okay, I want to give back, and my approach is to give back. To as many creators as I possibly can, not at the same time introducing the world to the things I love, and I know that the things I love are shared amongst other people, and I want to be able to share my love for comics, my love for wrestling, my love for movies, animation, pretty much anything that falls under the umbrella of what I call the IzzyVerse, right? Because that's what the IzzyVerse is. It's an umbrella of things I love and things that I love to celebrate. And one of those things is animation. One of those things is comics, is wrestling, and being able to, share my love for it, and at the same time help share that love for when that other people have, just like yourself. So, MLA Entertainment. All right. Is it shorthand for anything in particular?
Yeah, well, it started as I abbreviated the full name, which was just based on the name of my first show. And so I was like, okay, how close can I get to naming my channel after this show? And the full name wasn't available, and so I just went with Moxie Live Action. So it's
Mhm.
actually quite unrelated to what my company has become, but
Yeah.
by abbreviating it several years back, it was able to be applied to the overall company. But yeah, it's based on my first show, which is kind of special, you know. You never
Mhm.
forget where you come from and where it all
Yeah.
started.
I agree. And one of the things I did take a look at in the YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description here today, is you do have a diary podcast where you do speak to a lot of people. Talk to me a little bit about the diary podcast.
Yeah, that is such a fun thing. I really enjoyed the podcast, and I'm hoping to start recording another batch of episodes later this year or early next year. But yeah, it's kind of like yourself, how you just really get into connecting with other creative people and kind of sharing their unique stories with others and just seeing what we have in common and where our paths overlap. And so I just started a podcast. It was during the pandemic catastrophe, all that. And it was just a new venture and a fun thing to do while all that was happening. And yeah, I just have all sorts of different creative guests come on, whether they're indie creators or whether they're celebrities. Like I've had people from Avatar, The Last Airbender, Sailor Moon, William Mosley from the Narnia films, as well as some composers for shows which I love, like Ben 10 and things like that. So it was just a lot of fun, getting to talk with them. And I try to keep it more personalized,
Hmm.
because we always see these people as like these great figures or these artists. And I
These
really like to
larger
kind
than life individuals, right?
larger than life. It's easy to forget that these people, they wake up, they eat breakfast, they're humans, So I like to really get inside their mind and see how they work and, just what they're like as a human being and how that affects their art, their artistry. So it's a lot of fun for me. I can't wait to do some more.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And it's funny that you say that's one of the things when we first introduced each other, and you showed up. Most of my streams, every one of them, I have a live action individual on the other side, right?
Right.
In the window. And here, when you said, you mind if I do it like this? And then I saw the videos. I was like, oh, wait a minute. She does her interviews in her animated character, which I think is magnificent. It's awesome. It has that sense of mystery that goes along with it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I remember, and I'm using a terrible analogy, but but I remember as a kid watching Alf, if you recall Alf, the show, the puppet, and no one knew who Alf was, but because but Alf became the reality, right? Where the actor involved, the puppeteer involved in the Alf character, just no one cared anymore who it was, and everybody cared who Alf was. If you want
Exactly.
to, if you yeah, so it ends up becoming, this is your person, this is who you are to the community, and there is a sense of privacy that's actually really good with that, right? Um, this is what you see in Izzy, right?
Yeah,
So,
and he's awesome.
oh yeah, All Elite Wrestling. As you can see, this is my nice T-shirt that I got at the show last night.
Got the
Um,
merch.
got the merch. It says it has my birthday on it, so that was the main reason why I got it too. It's like, it has my birthday on it. I gotta get it. Uh,
Meant to be.
right, it was meant to be. The other projects that are here is your web series, your original animated web series, um, Project Infinity, and we're gonna go right into the webtoons right after that. But talk to me a little bit about Project Infinity and what it's about and how it's continuously growing now to a webtoon series.
Yes, it's been a long journey. It took 4 years to produce the web series. We started filming it, I believe, in 2017, and we released the first few episodes in 2018. So yeah, I had made several web series before. So this was it my sixth one or my seventh one? I'm kind of losing track. Been many years, but yeah, this series was probably my biggest project because it was the first time I invited voice talent to join me. Up till then, I had done, excuse me, I had done everything myself, primarily just with the help of a few friends here and there, but it was mostly just me, and it was a lot of work. And so I was like, I'm going to invite some other people to help out on this one.
Mhm.
And the voice cast is stellar, so go check them out. They do such a wonderful job.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play this without the sound. I'm gonna play part of one of the original episodes, episode one, with one of the characters. I'm gonna try to pinpoint a scene where you're present in this scene. So let's go ahead and take a
Oh,
moment
cool. I gotcha.
and let's take a look at Project Infinity episode one. And again, you could talk through it and explain it. So let's hit that share button and let's get that going up there. Hit the window and Project Infinity. And here we go. So talk to me about our characters.
Okay, so this is a sci-fi drama, and that's our main character. His name's Gun Lambton. He's a 17-year-old, and this show takes place. Oh, there's me.
I got it right at
Yeah,
the perfect timing, didn't I?
perfect timing. Like, I still remember the lines. Like, she's running to her friend. Is that
Mhm.
really you? Gun. But yeah, and so the show takes place like in the year 2254. So it's in the future, and the whole world ended up becoming one country called the Kingdom of Earth. And then the bad guys took over and renamed it the Union. And this guy, Gun Lambton, he's been in a concentration camp since he was little, and his mother was actually killed by Union forces. And so his whole motivation for the web series is to get revenge on the guy in charge because he's responsible for that order that just ruined his life. And so here he is, he's meeting up with these rebels who have a similar goal, at least, of, restoring the kingdom of Earth. So he ends up joining them, and that's the only thing I'll spoil. I'll let the rest be for you to figure out. But yeah, it's got very fleshed out characters, and it's very intense. There's lots of plot twists and things like that. But the show went on for 13 episodes, and now I'm working on the movie.
Mm.
And I just got the idea, instead of just telling everyone there's a 1 year later time jump, why don't I just show everyone what happened during that passage of time? So that's where the webcomic came in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
So
where it came in.
so now the webcomic is would you call it a sequel? Would you call it a what would you call it?
Yeah, I gotcha. I would say it's a direct continuation of the story, actually, because the comic picks up directly where the series leaves off.
So it's
Like,
definitely a sequel base
yes,
approach.
definitely. Uh-huh. Because the thing is, I had another season planned for the web
Mhm.
series, maybe even three total. But like I said, this took 4 years. So I was like, probably going to be about 80 years old by the time I finish another season or two. So I've got to find a way to streamline things a bit. So
Yeah.
that's why I ended up putting the story into a movie instead.
Mhm.
But this comic was just another way to sort of show more story and connect the dots. I think that's fun because time jumps usually are just time jumps. And I thought it would be kind of clever to show exactly what happened during that time period.
All
Thank you
right.
for
So,
showing that video, by the
oh
way.
yeah, I had to watch it. I watched the first episode when I had an opportunity to do it. As you know, I've been very busy this week to the point that it couldn't. Our original interview had to be delayed. So until now, but I'm happy that we were able to do it. It also gave me an opportunity to look at some of the work that you had. I always love going in, seeing some of the work that the creators have instead of just going in as like and say things like, "So, what are you working on?" "Oh, okay." You know what I mean? It's like it's best to
Exactly.
see what's going on. And I see that this is all use of story and art by Keiko. And talk to me a little bit about this book now. The book is now called Rebellion, right? Project Infinity Rebellion. So, as
That's
you
right.
mentioned, it is the continuation of the story before the jump.
Exactly. Yes. This is my very first web comic. And so I've always made them myself just for personal use, but this is the first one I've put out there. But yeah, I mean, this is intense. It
Look at that
picks
right in the beginning, right? You just throw up someone's dead.
exactly. It's very intense. And Gunn Lambton, our main character, he's been framed for a murder he did not commit, but the entire world thinks he did it. And he's public enemy number one. And basically, after the events of the web series, he starts off very broken and lost. He's just like, what's the point? Who am I? Where do I go next? And so this first chapter is really about him finding his direction and where he goes next. And it sets the stage for everything that's to come. And yeah, it was really cool to see the characters in illustrated form
Yeah,
because
it's always nice
yeah.
to see that dynamic, right? What it looks like in, like you had the dolls, and which had fantastic hair. I got to give it to them. They had the best hair, in all the
I know,
galaxy.
right? Yeah, and the best skin that they never have to be in the hair and makeup
So
chair.
polished, right?
Exactly.
It's so great. I love seeing people taking the time, pretty much saying to themselves, "I don't need anyone else to do this for me. I could do this." Yeah, I love the help. I love to get the help, but it's my passion project, and I want to see my passion project come to life, regardless of what people think of it or anything like that. And it's always great to see, in your case, it's especially where your project, your hobby, has become more of your livelihood in some way. It's always
Yeah.
fantastic seeing and hearing stories like that. So I'm really happy for you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah,
No
it's so much
problem.
fun. And also the full color, that was something I'd never done before. The comics I'd made just privately had always been black and white.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of studying trying to get the style right. I actually had to redo the entire first chapter because I had
Yeah.
done it in a different art style first.
Mm.
And I realized that this was not, I was not feeling it. It was not the one. And so I had to redo the whole thing. So I'm
Hmm.
really pleased with the final
So
result.
if you don't mind me asking, what kind of art style were you planning for originally?
Yeah, well, at first I was just trying to make the transition from the show, the animated series, as seamless as possible into the
Hmm.
comic. So I was trying to draw it more like the dolls that you see in the show. And
Hmm.
it looked very odd, and especially since I've changed the art style, now that I look
Yeah.
back at it, they look like children for some reason. Like I'm sure everyone who draws understands how you can be looking at something and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is the one. I just made the Mona Lisa." And then you look at it a month later and it doesn't look
Yeah.
anything like it did in your head.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and so that's what happened. But I'm such a big fan of shows like Ben 10, Generator X, Avatar: The Last Airbender, all sorts of shows like that. And so it's Man of Action. I love their work. So
Yeah, Men
I
of Actions. I was reading Men of Action before they were called Men of Action.
Is that right? Okay.
So they're largely responsible for the creation of Deadpool. They
Oh
didn't
my
create
goodness.
Deadpool, but they're the ones that are mainly responsible for the Deadpool we know today. They're also responsible for Big Hero 6. Um,
Love it.
so yeah, they're comic book writers, Steven Seagal and Joe Kelly, and their team. It's called Man of Action, but it's really they're Men of Action, and they're two comic writers that made a decision to go this route, and they've been very successful in that decision and in what they do, and again they're highly credited for being part of the team that really brought Deadpool to the way we know him today.
That's amazing. I didn't know that about
Yeah.
Deadpool actually. Very
Hmm.
cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny you mentioned that. For years I thought this was one person. Like, who is the man of action? This guy's awesome. And it's like,
I
oh,
gave
okay.
away, right? I gave away the
Exactly.
secret.
Yeah, sorry everyone if you didn't know that already.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. It gets crazy in the IzzyVerse, but yeah, I was really inspired by Man of Action's art style, especially their TV adaptions,
Hmm.
things like that. So I tried to go for more of just a American animation style for the webcomic, and it just made it more, I think, friendly, like more acceptable. It's easier to look at, and I made it more colorful.
It's clean. That's one thing. It's clean and it's easy to follow with the eyes. So that's one thing I will say about it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really wanted that clean, crisp look, as if it's almost like you just paused in an animation or something. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
And you
so
have
thank
your
you
little
for that.
shadows. You have your little moments where you have like some glowing lights and things like that. So like I said, it's a very clean comic. It's perfect for as a web series. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Keiko, before we wrap this show today?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Well, for anyone who is interested in the original content, like Izzy said, you can find us on YouTube. That's where the web series and movies are always releasing in the podcast as well as your favorite podcast apps. And the web comic is on Webtoon, Project Infinity Rebellion, Chapter 2. Hopefully around Halloween, I'm hoping to release the first part. And also, MLA Entertainment, we offer different creative resources for anyone out there just wanting to improve their craft. Like, I'm a voice actor myself, and I've been doing it for several years now. And so I have a lot of knowledge to share with others, and I can help you avoid going through some of the same hurdles and, nightmares that I did.
It's
And
not easy, is it? It really isn't.
it really isn't. Yeah, especially when you're getting started. There's just so much to figure out, and you're just like, is this what I should do? Is that what I should do? Do I even sound good? And so it's just helpful to have that objective ear. And I approach it from a different angle. A lot of coaches online, they have they're just voice actors or a director, whereas I approach it from various different angles because I wear many hats. I do audio engineering. I'm a
Mhm.
writer. I'm a voice actor myself. And so I just approach it from many different angles. And I do think that helps me have sort of an edge in the
Mhm.
coaching department. And I just like to think of myself as an alternative place people can go from the traditional route because a
Mhm.
lot of that stuff it feels unattainable, a little out of reach.
Yeah.
And so I do demo reel production, and those can be extremely expensive. And that's why I was like, okay, it doesn't have to be that way. I can offer this. And I feel very good about it because it helps a lot of people who wouldn't have been able to enter the field. I help them take that first step because it's just more accessible. So if you're interested in that, if you're a voice actor, I have many things to offer you. If you want a writing class, I've been writing shows and now comics for 12 years. And so I offer that. And I do art commissions. So just basically anything you want, I'm your one-stop shop.
Well, the term is not Jack, right? It's Jane of all trades or something. That's the term.
I know Jack and Jill of all
Oh,
trades,
Jill
Jane
of
of
all
all.
trades. That's what it
Y-
was.
That's it.
Duh.
It's
It's
been a
been
long week.
yeah. Well, yeah. Tell me about it. And it's
Yeah.
not over, guys. We got more coming up. So we're gonna wrap things up here with Keiko. Thank you, Keiko. Lastly, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube and we're MLA Entertainment. You can find me on Twitter at MLA_ENT. So you can message me there. You can email me and whatever you need, whether you just want to be entertained or if you want some of our help on all things creative, whatever it is.
Thank you, Keiko. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the lobby for a quick second. Don't go anywhere, and I'll wrap things up here with everyone else. At the same time, I'm going to make sure that we're going to do the giveaway in a few minutes. So thank you, Keiko, for joining us, and let me go ahead and put you to the side. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see who is our winner for today's prize, and it's going to be the Nate Melendez. It's going to be the Nate Melendez giveaway. We're going to be giving you the whole bulk of all the comic books. Let's go ahead and check out who our winner is going to be. All right, so let's bring in that share screen, and we're going to go right into the wheel. So we have our wheel ready to go. Let's click it to spin it. And our winner is going to be Edwin Salamanca. Congratulations, Edwin. You just won the Nate Melendez giveaway. I'll be reaching out to you pretty soon to let you know that you are the winner. So congratulations once again to Edwin Salamanca. Edwin, congrats, my bro. All right, until next time, we'll see you at the IzzyVerse tomorrow. Don't forget the Whatnot starting at 6 o'clock. Go check it out. I'm going to be doing multiple giveaways at the Whatnot show at 6 o'clock. So look it up for IzzyVerse at 6 o'clock. And again, if you need some more information, if you need an invitation to get on, go ahead and use the Whatnot invite IzzyVerse to get $15 off your first purchase. So we'll see you on Friday, starting with my show, then Lone Wolf, then the Lunatics Comics, and then 11:30 we're gonna finish it off with Big IV Comics. That's all happening tomorrow at September 23rd on Friday. Until next time, guys, excel.